There's a little secret that I use to double my cash flow on any real estate deal I'm doing. By the way, whether it's multifamily or a single family home or a commercial deal, you're always doing it for that passive income called cash flow. Now, when I buy a single family home, I get $100, $200, $300, $400 on average. Today, I'm gonna share with you 2 tiny sneaky tricks that I use to pick up an extra $100, $200, $300, $400 literally just by moving my money around a little bit differently. If you want to learn how to double your cash flow on any real estate deal, check this out.
One shot, now the future is yours. Go! I'm turning dreams into reality. Yeah, it's one shot, now the future is yours. Go!
You must be a financial ninja if you're watching this video. I promise you're not going to hear this information anywhere else, because literally as I talk about my secrets to doubling the cash flow on any real estate deal, it's almost going to seem stupid how easy it is. It's going to feel like raining money. So you're looking at a real estate investment and you're planning on making $10,000 of cash flow this year on the deal. What if I told you that just by how you moved your money through other banks and institutions, that you could go from $10,000 in cash flow to $20,000 in cash flow? Well, that's what today's video is about. And guess what? There's 3 steps for how I do it. Before I take my money and deposit it in my real estate deal to get that cash flow in the first place, I've got to move that money first through 2 other institutions. And here's the first one. It's called whole life insurance. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. What? Kris, what are you talking about life insurance? Whole life insurance provides coverage for the life of the insured. In addition to paying a death benefit, whole life insurance also contains a savings component in which cash value may accumulate. Are you getting a little intrigued? Check out the 5 benefits of life insurance. Number 1, there's a 4% guaranteed annual ROI. Not a lot of people understand this. Now, I want to be clear. I'm not investing in my death. I don't really care much about this 4%, but by the time I'm done showing you this hack, it's going to intrigue you, because on top of that, I get a 1 to 3% annual dividend. It could be 1%, 2, or 3%. I'm going to average, let's just call it 6% for this example. By the way, those dividends and those guaranteed ROIs, that is called tax-free growth. That's important. Number 4, I can put money in, but then guess what I can do? I can borrow it right back out. You can see where I'm headed. And then finally, yeah, of course, right? It's life insurance. There's a death benefit. Let me summarize this for you.
Let me explain. No, there is too much. Let me sum up.
You see, I've got this pile of cash that represents some down payments that I want to use on buying real estate. And what I'm saying is, before you actually use this to go to a bank and buy a home, you should first deposit it into your life insurance bank account. Why? Well, different than any other bank account on the planet, I just explained how it can initially deliver somewhere around a 6% annual yield. Like, just imagine for a moment if your normal bank account paid you 6%. People would probably save more money in banks, but they don't, because we understand that the bank usually pays us 0.0 nothing percent. So now my down payment is sitting in this funky bank account, life insurance earning me 6%. And did you know that you can borrow the money out after you've put it in? You can take the majority of that money, but you're going to borrow it at 3%. Now, what does that mean? That means that if I'm earning 6%, whether the money is in or not, but I can take the majority of it out, still earn 6% as if it was in, but borrow it at a cost of 3%, you can do the math. I'm getting 6, I'm paying 3 to access it. That means that there's 3% left over, and I still have the money. Guess what I'm going to do with that now? It's not quite time to put into real estate, almost. Kris, that's pretty smart, that whole life insurance play. I wish there was another kind of financial vehicle where I could pass my money through again, kind of take something off the top before I put it into real estate. Well, guess what, my friend? That is what dividend-paying stocks can be to you. Now, I'm not talking about just normal stocks. Are you aware that when you buy stocks that there's a small percentage of them that actually pay out an annual dividend? Most of these stocks are REITs. It stands for a real estate investment trust. It's basically a publicly traded company. And just like buying any stock, I'm buying a stock that buys a bunch of real estate. But because that real estate produces cash flow every year, they cut a dividend back to you. There's a lot of dividend paying stocks that are out there, but what I actually want to do is share 3 of my favorite ones with you. Check this out. The first one, ABR, stands for Arbor Realty Trust. And guess what? They pay out a dividend on average of 9.4%. Now, they're a recent company. They've been founded in 2013. But guess what? If you did some research on them and you believed in their game plan and what they were doing, you could drop money in there and you'd be picking up 9.4% every year of a dividend. This company since 1997, Flushing Financial, or FFIC, has been paying a rock solid dividend of 5.5%. And then you have Omega Health Investors, which basically has almost in 40 states, 1,000 different assisted living centers. They have been paying out 7.2% of a dividend. They've been around since 1992. Now, if you were to just buy these stocks, you would basically say, I'm investing in these companies and I love that they pay me a dividend. But I got to tell you right now, I don't like single digit ROIs. If I am picking up 3%, let's just call it on my life insurance, and then I invest in all 3 of these to create a blended return of 7%, it's like, okay, right? I've got my 3%, I've got my plus 7%, now I'm doing 10%. That's kind of cool, but what I'm about to show you next is going to knock your socks off. Wow! Just like you can lend against a life insurance policy, you can also lend against a stock portfolio. It's called a security-backed loan, which is debt collateralized by an investor's portfolio of eligible securities such as stocks and bonds. Basically, I put money into the stock market, and let's say that my dividends are 7% a year, but let's also say that I can borrow that money at 4%. Well, you've guessed it. If I'm earning 7, whether the money is in there or borrowed out, and I'm paying a 4% borrow fee, that difference also means, in this example, that I'm picking up another 3%, just like life insurance, which means 3% of a positive yield on life insurance plus an added 3% annual dividend over here. That's a total of 6%.
6? My favorite number.
All right, we're finally ready to talk about the game of real estate. You see, you've gotten some money from either saving it, or maybe you got it out of a 401k or an IRA. Maybe it was just equity in a primary residence. Point is, you've got some money that you've been wanting to put in the game of real estate for some time now, and check out what you do instead. First, you put all of it down in the game of life insurance, and you do that because you're going to collect, let's call it a 6% ROI. Then you're going to take most of that money out to put it into stock dividends. Now that 6% is going to drop to more like a 3%, but guess what? You're still making money as if all the money was there. Now I've got my dividend paying stocks that are, let's just say, paying me an average of 7% with the 3 company examples that I've given you. But you're thinking, I want to take the majority of this out so I can put it into real estate. And to borrow that, it's going to cost 4%. That's going to leave me, in this example, 3%. So I'm still earning 3% in life insurance as if the whole stack were here. I'm earning 3% on my stock paying dividends as if the whole stack was here. Now I've got money to put into real estate. And my cash on a real estate deal is 6, 7, 8%, which means if I put money down, let's conservatively say I'm going to get a 6% ROI on it, and that is a representation of my cash flow. Well, guess what just happened? 3% here and 3% here is a total of 6%. My real estate is earning me 6%. I'm now earning a grand total of a 12% annual cash on cash ROI. Not to mention my real estate deal in total might be earning me 25% on top of that from the appreciation and the growth. That blended return now has me so far north of a 30% annual ROI. I'm killing it in the game of real estate. You see, when I go out and buy real estate as an investor, I'm typically putting a 20% down payment, which tends to be around $50,000. But I'm suggesting that instead of that being the first step, it might be the third step, because I really am trying to maximize my money. It's not about owning property. It's about this: 3% earnings net on life insurance dividends, 3% potential net earnings on dividend paying stocks, 6% on my real estate. This is that 12%. You're now doing something that financial institutions dream about, wish they could do, and yet this is available to everyday people like you and I. Check this one out. This is important. You see, I'm not just going to earn my 3% in life insurance, my 3% on dividend paying stocks, because beyond just doubling my cash flow, if my total ROI with appreciation, growth, tax benefits is 28%, now I'm earning north of that 30% total ROI. And all I've really done is not just double my cash on cash, but I've actually supercharged my entire investment portfolio. You need to find a way to get in on this action. Everything that I've talked about is real. And if you don't really know how to get in the game of real estate, you're gonna wanna click the link below and connect with me, because I've got a turnkey team that will actually dish up deals in the best markets, earning 25 to 30% annual ROI. And here's why it's important. Right now, we are missing 2 million single family homes in America. And it will take 3 to 5 years for us to catch up on rebuilding all those homes. So we have a record historical issue with high demand and just not enough supply. But on top of that, money is cheap. That's part of what makes this work. You have a chance to lock in and borrow money at such low 50-year historic low rates that if you're not buying real estate, by the time the rates go back up and real estate goes up, the winners will be those that got in the game and played. If you want to know how to play in any one of these streams or in all of them together, click the link below, connect with me and my team. And the first thing I'm going to do is I have a life insurance team that will build your life insurance bank account for free. Literally, they charge nothing, but they can show you how to potentially get that 3% positive arbitrage after you put your money in and have taken it out. But on top of that, there's another link below just to learn about partnering with me. Right now, I've got a lineup of people, thousands of people that are actually watching my videos. They want to partner with me. They know that I'm buying houses almost every single day, and they want to get in on that action because my ROIs are so high. So if you want to learn about this, it's literally there for the taking. Click the link below. Tell me a little bit about you, who you are. Let's get connected and find out if we're a match for each other. You can probably tell that I like making money. It's a game, it's fun. And today I showed you some of the hacks to how I accelerate and go a lot faster. If you currently are not a subscriber, fix that. And also find me on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook and all the other channels, or on iTunes. Reality is, right now is the time for you to become a financial genius. There's so much to learn about playing the game of money. More importantly, getting in the game and executing. If you're kind of curious what it actually looks like to get in on turnkey real estate, where you have a team dishing everything up and doing all the heavy lifting and yet earning those amazing rewards, it's actually about being my partner. I play 50-50. You help put up the money, I'll do all the work, and you have a chance to leverage $1 billion track record on my last 4,500 single homes. And those single family homes will actually just show you how profitable you can play this game. If you want to know a little bit what that looks like, recently I shot a little video series with a gentleman by the name of Ryan Rice. He and his wife, completely new to the game of real estate, had never done it before. They had a little bit of money sitting aside in retirement, didn't know what to do, but they knew that they weren't on track. And if you want to see a little bit what they achieved in a very short period of time, it's kind of exciting. Check out this video right here. So we have a supply-age? Jeez, Kris. Supply issue. What was I just saying?
You were like the next
Yeah.